So it was during the Unstoppable campaign, just before we made our commitment, that we had gone out and purchased a new used vehicle for Julie and started a new LLC as well right before that. And then we made our commitment to Unstoppable on Sunday morning at church. And pulling out of the parking lot, Julie said,
"Bring it." And it came.
Yes, it did. Monday after the commitment, so the next day, I was at work and realized that we may have some issues with a large order that we'd shipped a couple weeks prior. By that end of that week, we realized we've got a major issue and we had to have all the product returned to us. So we lost a little over $500,000 in sales in that 1 week period. So it was a very scary time. Going from our regular income to no income was a challenge, to say the least.
Paralyzing fear at first. And I'm sorry really to admit that, because we do trust God. We do know his plans are for our good. But when it first hits you, fear was first.
I think our initial conversation was, let's just stop everything. It was truly to stop tithing, and then realized pretty quick that was not the solution. And then the conversation continued from there to how are we going to fulfill the 2-year commitment as well. Now that takes some time to get back on track there, but we knew that we made this commitment. We were going to stay true to our word. There was nothing going to keep us from fulfilling that in that 2-year period.
Several years earlier, we had attended a church service at my brother's church. He's a pastor, and there was a guest speaker, and he talked about generosity. And I don't know, there was something about that sermon that day, and we left there and we decided that's who we're going to be. We are going to be generous. That's what we want to be known for. It just came back, I guess, during that time. We decided that we saw God faithful to our feeble attempts to be generous. Not just with money, but with our time and with compliments and smiles and encouragement and talents and just whatever we could do. And, we felt that this isn't time to stop that. When things are bad is when you hold on tighter, not loosen up. And so we did. We just held on tight. I think the thing that holds us up, even now when the hard times hit, is we try to build monuments, if that makes sense. I mean, we have things in our house that remind us that God has been faithful. And times, things that we can see that remind us of those times and help us to remember. And so looking back and remembering that God had been faithful in the past helped us to know that he would continue to be. I mean, there was never a time when we worried about how we were going to feed our kids, or and our daughter still was able to go to college, and God just made it work. There's no rhyme or reason or explanation. He just does.
God wants us to bring everything to him, and it is not when we're just going through hard times. It's when we're going through good times as well, but everything he wants to be a part of.
God can be trusted. He is wholly trustable, and he will come through. And that doesn't mean it's going to be easy all the time, or that it won't be hard, but he can be trusted.